I actually thought, like before, I said that EU was gonna be pretty bad, but I think I was wrong. I have more and more hope. EU this year is better as a whole region.
Oh baby, here we go. It's the Africa Freaks versus G2 Esports. Here we go mid. Archer's gonna be drowsy, but the damage comes in from G2 and Hjarnan picks up Kuro.
What a game from G2 Esports. They get the Heimerdinger for Hjarnan in the bottom lane.
I think this year, for sure, the Korean teams are weaker.
Here we go!
Vitality's looking to end it. They're pushing Nexus turret number 2.
Let's go, boys! Keep pushing!
Genji is rushing to Nexus, but Vitality will take them down! Europe 2-0 against Korea!
If this is how good Vitality is, if this is how good G2 is, imagine what their first seed's going to do. Fnatic, like just absolute monsters.
This is probably one of the best opportunities I've had throughout my career to make some noise on the international stage. In the long run, we will show up to be one of the best teams at this tournament.
Does this mean that we lose all faith in Korea for having that loss here on day one?
2 losses. No one is going to say that Korea aren't still heavy favorites. The fact of the matter is that we hope that Genji will show back up.
Maybe you excuse it and say first game, it's Genji, they'll get there. They have RNG.
These 2 teams have a long-standing history with each other. They constantly seem to find each other in the group stage. This is very possibly a look at a finals.
작년에 이제 우승을 하긴 했지만 저희가 스프링, 썸머 모두 다 고전을 하고 선발전도 겨우 올라왔기 때문에 디펜딩 챔피언이라기보다는 도전자의 느낌이 더 강한 것 같아요.
No chance to even participate in League of Legends.
It's games like this that remind you that RNG are this overwhelming favorite in Worlds 2018.
今年我们就算很顺利吧，就基本上没有在什么大赛上遇到太多的挫折，所以我觉得今年的话目标就只有世界冠军。
Heavily prioritize the carries, not afraid to go into one of those carry versus carry matchups.
Well, Gragas was the next pick there by Africa Freak, so Flashwolves, if it is indeed a bait, they did bite in this phase. So they will take Urgot, and now with one more pick to come through for phase 1, looks like back to Sion, which, again, with Urgot already picked, there is some flexibility here, but you have to assume that Maple may be back on Sion once again.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Pastry, he played it yesterday, but you have that flexibility option. You can put the Urgot both mid and top, and Flashwolves are saying, well, you know what? Whatever you pick, we're just going to put the best matchup possible into it, and Sion is often considered a pretty safe champion overall.
Yeah, and there is also a small chance of it being flexed to support. Some pros have experimented a little bit with that, certainly much less common than seeing it in the solo lanes, but there's a lot of support bans. Sword Art's off those, so you never know.
And we'll see if Frigga Freaks do take this with Vel'Koz up and available. I believe that's already locked.
Yeah, it's locked in.
So Kuro will take.
And this is a big pick for one of the best, if not the best, top laner at the World Championship, and he has an Akali in his hands. I'm so excited to see this guy play.
Yeah, pretty hype. He has not played it at all throughout summer or through playoffs, so this is going to be his first performance on that Akali, but a lot of top laners have been picking this up as one of those champions that can be pretty strong, especially into melee matchups. Have seen it played into the Urgot, and I do think it can struggle early, but if you can survive, there is always kill potential, especially with gank assist post 6.
Can be perhaps tricky to execute on. We did see Cloud9 play a somewhat similar comp with Licorice on Akali top already. Keen, of course, pretty different class of player, so expecting to see pretty big things. And in general, I'm just happy he's playing a carry instead of Sion this game. On the Flashwolf side, though, they're basically just playing like an RNG comp. 3 tanky boys, a Kai'Sa, and an aggressive jungler. I think I saw this yesterday.
And a lot of options to roam as well. Sion, his ability to move from mid to bot is extremely effective. And Flashwolves, I feel they can just stick to their style of trying to put all their resources into Betty, the guy that really did step up at MSI, the guy that has become one of the big carries for this team going up against the Africa.
And you're going to have to see Africa be pretty damn careful about this Shen support as well. If you want to try to play around topside, try to snowball this Akali. If Shen is post 6, that can be very, very dangerous. Obviously, the Sion roams with Stand United as well. There is a tremendous amount of potential for the Flashwolves to move around the map.
Also from yesterday is we saw a lot of action in yesterday's games, especially from the Flashwolves as Kuro.
That's going to be Korea flash, but here comes Maple chasing him with the ulti. Not going to quite grab the knockup of Spirit. Pop Predator and is going to run mid as the Death Laser is going to be channeled out by Vel'Koz. There's Mugen though, finds a tag and Sword Art's come in. They're going to try and make the play. Ragnarok is good though for Spirit. Avoids all that CC and now is turning back around to try and chase, but cooldown's burnt and still first blood is on the table.
So another skirmish.
Boots, so wants to be able to use that ultimate bit more, but they may go for this now. Shroud is down.
Yeah, it is down there. Q tag is going to be good. Disdain is there. Looking for the ulti, and there it is. Hanabi going to grab himself first blood.
And Flash Wars finally find the kill that they've been looking for, and they get it onto Keen. It was style, right? I was expecting the bot lane to kind of have an early lead. I was expecting them to try and rotate around the map.
Oh, Tusi may be caught.
Gonna get tagged again. Mugen looking to keep that 100% KP up and going. There's Betty gonna charge him with a killer instinct after the kick, and he swoops in for an easy one.
And Flash Wolves find themselves another kill, and it's Flash Wolves that have the pressure.
2 minutes. And no Baron has been taken just yet. In fact, there's only 5 towers total between these two teams that have been taken.
Oh, here we go.
Play from Tusi, going to try and knock one in. That's Mugen that they grab. He's already pretty low. He is going to fall off to that stopwatch. And now
That's massive. That is such a massive pick. They just killed Mugen. Flash Wars, they didn't try to force the Baron earlier, and now Afrika Freaks, they're in a position to start this objective off. They have full vision control around the topside river.
5 is Sword Art, does taunt Tusin. Betty looking for a way into this team fight, but from the brush, Keen again is going to try and make the play. This is Vel'Koz over the front liners are so tanky as Betty is going to get Sand United as Keen's forced into stasis. Betty does get the kill, that's King down as Flash will man the defense. Betty with a double, going to make it a triple kill, and 4v5, Flash Wolves defend.
And this is what we were talking about. The unkillable Betty runs rampant through the team of Afrika Freaks. There's nothing that they can do to shut him down, and now it is Flash Wolves that have priority on the Baron.
They're going to take this Baron straight up. Spirit, no flash, no ult, no chance to steal this one, and Betty's positioning in that fight was perfect. He played it out so damn well. Afrika could not get enough damage onto the Kai'Sa to really ever threaten him, and once that threat started to fall down, all hell broke loose for Afrika.
And we talk so much about the differences in the two team compositions and how what Flash Wolves want is just to play around their front line and keep your eyes on Betty during this fight. They tried to dive onto him. The interrupt immediately comes onto Keenan. He loses half his HP before the fight even starts. Betty has the Shen ultimate, he has the heal as well, and Keen offers no threat to the backline while the rest of Afrika Freaks can't even dent this front line.
Yeah, Betty enters the fight with frontliners on both sides. He is never the closest person to them, retreats back into that choke. So then Afrika has to fight through 3 or 4 of these frontliners.
Baron is running out in 30 seconds, so the Flash Wolves likely not to get too much done, but there is a Cloud Drake for them to take to trigger the spawn of Elder and reduce the value that Afrika Freaks' potential future Elder could hold. But for now, they're going to take the last of their Baron buff and try and knock down this 6th turret.
Flash Wolves are hunting. They see the prey in their eyes, they're going for the dive.
Dive is brewing, Kramer likely to target this. Hanabi going to charge in as Curry gets flipped back around. Betty is back in there, but Keen's actually doing a decent job zoning him away. The Stand United bird to try and defend his Flash Wolves, maybe going a little too far, but Hanabi, he gets the first kill on Takuro, but there's actually the counter kill there for Kramer. This is able to grab the shot down, the turret will fall. But it's only one apiece here. Afrika Freaks get out pretty decently there.
Yeah, a bit of a messy dive there from Flash Wolves. Spirit's so close to going down, so was Tusin, but Flash Wolves, it is a trade of kills. They do still get that turret, so not coming out too much the worse for wear there.
Initially, the focus was put down onto Kuro, and he used a very clutch stopwatch to just buy enough time. And one of the risks that they had was that it kind of left Betty exposed. You'll see that this wasn't the same way in which the fight was played before, because the front line kind of separates itself from Betty, and you'll see that he dives in, and that kind of puts him very close towards Keen, while Sword Art is tanking the tower this entire time, so he's not using any of the utility from Shen, while Maple and Hanabi are just in between 2 towers. So yes, you're tanky, but when all 4 members are focusing you and your AD carry gets zoned away by the Akali, it's not going to be a fight that goes cleanly in your favor. So that's kind of a better situation for Afrika, but they still ended up losing their tower. And Flash was
trade out his life for a kick onto Kuro or something along those lines, and maybe he will be able to get that soon. But either way, for now, yeah, vision definitely limited across the board on the side of Flash Wolves.
They have picked up a couple of wards now, but now they're collapsing onto Keen.
This just keeps happening. Maple pops the righteous score, charges in. Keen already taking a little too much damage. There's no real carry here. There's 3 people gank him. Oh my Betty.
God, that did so much damage.
Yeah,
that was Betty.
That was the passive proc into the, I want to say it was the W that hit
Yeah,
him.
it was.
And then obviously it's AP Kaiser as well, and that ability scales extremely well with AP. And now it's Team Dead, Flash was like, oh, shall we begin the back?
Miracle in their back pocket.
All right, it's all on Spirit. He has the Blast Cone, he has ult, he has Flash. This is it.
He's getting zoned by Hanabi. Oh, Hanabi goes a little too far forward. Spirit in the pit. He's going to try and take it down, but he's going to get shot to pieces by Betty. But well, that can be a reality. Baron goes down. Flash Wolves collect it all.
Flash Wolves just too clean on the Baron take. They stop at just under 3K on the Baron, so no chance for Spirit to be able to focus it down before they can take out the Olaf. And Flash Wolves feel like they're just minutes away from closing out this game.
Exactly that, Azael. They have the Baron buff. Look at the death timer on Spirit. That is another 30 seconds before Afrika will have their full lineup available. And here comes Maple.
Maple charging in, basically displaying zone control, but he does pop Kuro and Betty. Killer Instinct, aptly named as he smashes down the Vel'Koz. And now Kramer retreats to the fountain and still gets obliterated as Betty goes godlike.
And Flash Wolves melt through Afrika once again. The Nexus is in their eyes, and they're looking to top the group.
It's being cool, calm, collected, but most importantly, dominating as Mugen just misses the flash kick onto Key. But the Nexus turrets will get shredded down. Sword Art will land the final taunt to give Flash Wolves the ace, and they will smash Afrika in this late game.
Just honestly picked Afrika apart from the draft throughout the entire game. Flash Wolves really maintained full control, 8-0-2 on the Kai'Sa for Betty. Never really felt like he was threatened at all in those team fights. Didn't really get close to going down whatsoever. And Afrika was just absolutely dominated, starting out 0-2 in what was meant to be their group.
Yeah, Flash Wolves now sitting at the top of their group. They may be tied with G2 depending on how the next game goes, but this is looking like a very different group from what many expected and how things to play out, especially when you think it was you who was saying, Azael, 2 years ago, this team went 2-4 in their group. Last year, they went 1-5 in a group that had the 3rd seed Chinese team, the 2nd seed European team, the